Let's talk about the September Fastrack. As most of you know, there's been a lot of talks regarding the OEM versus aftermarket shocks in the street category, as well as street touring as a whole being reworked. Now, both of these things are being addressed in this Fastrack. So this September Fastrack is bringing a lot to light to an extent. There's just more kind of being added, but there's also more of a survey aspect going into it for us as the members. So starting off immediately with this Fastrack and recommended items is the street category with the shocks. The SAC has reviewed dozens of letters from the membership, and there was no consensus regarding the three options proposed in the item of the February Fastrack. As of August 2024, the SAC has surveyed the participants at 7 national tour and 6 pro solo events in 2024, and they also compiled shock absorber information from nearly 1,000 street category entries across nearly 300 cars. Now, they say what became abundantly clear throughout the effort, wait for this, is that there is no obvious correlation between the type of shocks being run by competitors and the finishing positions obtained. A little bit weird, but okay. It is for that reason that effective January 1st, 2025, the SAC is recommending the following update. Now, this is going to be a little bit mixed in opinions from a lot of people, I'm pretty sure. I am in the middle, to be honest, but here we go. Vehicles, and they took out in Super Street class, so this is for every vehicle in any street class. Vehicles originally equipped with an adaptive ride control system may alter the calibration using an OEM-provided reflash, or the entire controller may be replaced. The calibration or replacement controller may not perform any function not present in the OE controller. OEM shock/strut bodies and internals must remain unaltered. Additional sensors are not allowed, and no modifications to the wiring harnesses are allowed. At first, when I was reading this, in this sentence right here, OEM shock strut bodies and internals must remain unaltered, I was beginning to think that this referred to like going away from the adaptive ride control systems and just talking about shocks in general. I rethought about that, and I don't think that's what that means at all. I think primarily talking about the adaptive ride control systems and shocks from that are stock like that. This does not have anything to do with OE shocks on, let's say, a GR Corolla. The OEM shocks, you could still replace them, basically, is what this is saying. What happened here is they got a general consensus that, well, no consensus really, that aftermarket shocks really do anything for you compared to OE shocks. And this is where it's going to be kind of people butting heads about again. I feel like this is going to be a constant battle, or at least a constant argument, and I don't think they're going to change it ever, but this is the consensus that we got. So there is the end of that, pretty much. Moving along, though, in the recommended items of the street category, classing 3-cylinder minis into H Street. Now, they also included the Hyundai Veloster Turbos from 2019 and 2021. They crossed that out and said, or that's for all of them, I guess. And they crossed that out and said that the Veloster Turbo non-ends 2019 to 2021s will be in H Street. The Mini Cooper Clubman and Hardtops, non-JCW and non-S 2016 to 2019 and 2014 to 23 respectively will also be in H Street. Next, moving over, another thing on the Mini Cooper, which includes BMW as well. They are recommending that the BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe X-Drive 2020 to 2024 is also included in D Street. The Cooper Clubman S 2008 to 2014, and the Hardtop S 2002 to 2013, I believe that's what that says. Kind of interesting to look at, but whatever. Will also be in D Street. In G Street, though, BMW 2 Series Grand Coupe 228i front-wheel drive 2020 to 2024 is in G Street. The Clubman S 2016 to 2023 and the Hardtop S 2014 to 2023 will now be in G Street as well. Moving on to another subject, substitute bolt-in tow hooks. This is kind of just an interesting one. This is kind of just weird to this was such a big deal or something. But anyways, they are allowing the addition of aftermarket tow hooks and tie downs, where the location is unrestricted. Non-standard tow hooks shall serve no other function. I don't really know what other function. Is there really a performance value for tow hooks? I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Bolt pattern adapter plates. This was a little bit interesting. So they are recommending the following changes, effective the beginning of 2025. Wheel spacers are permitted, provided the resultant combination complies with the offset requirements of this section. They crossed out on vehicles supplied with an OE wheel spacer. So a wheel spacer shall be considered as a part of the wheel. Wheel studs, lug nuts, valve stems, including pressure relief types and or bolt length may be changed. Wheel bolts may be replaced with studs and nuts, but the number of fasteners may not be changed. Tire pressure monitoring sensors may be removed. Unbury the 4-cylinders 19 to 24 Z4. Apparently this was an issue. I didn't know much about this, but here we go. So they are moving the 2020s through 2021s, the 4-cylinder Z4s, into C Street from B Street. So now all 4-cylinder Z4s from 2020 to 2024 are in C Street. So I think that's a good thing. I'm assuming so. Next up, Subaru Impreza 2.5 Classic. So they will be moving the Subaru Impreza 2.5 non-turbo from G Street to H Street. Next, the Evora 400 and Evora GT to A Street. Apparently they were both in SS for the longest time. So now the 2016 to 2018 Evora 400 and the 2020 to 2022 Evora GT will be in A Street. Tesla Motors. Let's see what this is. In the last Fast Track, they did talk about how there was going to be the rear-wheel drive Model 3s going to D Street. I believe, if I remember correctly, there was something about how the 2024s are going to be a little bit different. So it was kind of a weird thing. I don't remember exactly what they did with those because there was some performance advantage, but it looks to be that now they crossed out Model 3 and Model Y all and replaced those in A Street with Model 3 all-wheel drive performance 2018 to 23 and Model Y all-wheel drive performance 2020 to 2024s in A Street, whereas the Tesla Model 3 rear-wheel drive 2018 and 2024 is now in D Street. Prepared category. If any of you guys are interested in prepared, basically there was a firewall clearance for addition of a dry sump. They just added some lines here talking about that the firewall may be notched or recessed for clearance of oil lines, oil sumps not attached directly to the engine block, and then the rest is there. So if you care about that, there it is. Now moving on to member advisories. Development. Open position at the SDAC. So the SEP has approved the addition of Eric Zachariasen, I hope I'm saying that correctly, to the Solo Development Advisory Committee. So congrats to him. I don't know him, but GG's there, buddy. Street prepared category. Please clarify rule confliction. So apparently there was something to do in the rules there. They just kind of elaborate more on it and correct, mistakes in the thinking about it, I guess. I don't know much about that, but there it is. Prepared category. Join the pack. Due to upcoming vacancies, the prepared advisory category committee is requesting resumes of those interested in joining the pack. So if you guys are interested in joining the prepared advisory committee, here's your chance. Get into it right now. Put in your stuff. Bodywork and structure clarification. Appendix A, X prepared allowances supersede the allowances from Section 17. There is no allowance to increase door width or streamline the hardtop. The doors in the hardtop must be similar to OE shape and size. Wing width is limited to the OE door width as described in section right there. Change proposals. So now we're getting into fun stuff again. Okay, starting with street category, the Vantage Point. There is in fact an AS and AST. The SAC is seeking member feedback on the following changes to Appendix A. It would be effective January 1st, 2026. Okay, so moving the Aston Martin V8 Vantage from 2018 to 2023 from SS to A Street. It seems like there's a lot of cars moving down from SS to A Street, and it's shaking things up a lot in that class. But I mean, they've been putting some cars into A Street that is like, wow, that's pretty interesting. But I think this is fine. Personally, me, like outside entity with all that is pretty cool. All right, do it. Now, the fun stuff again. Street touring category. ST class updates. Here we go. Based on member feedback, the STAC is revising the proposal as follows. Changes are shown below in blue. All my GR Corolla folks, stand by, because we're about to talk about it. Over the last few years, the STAC has received an overwhelming number of letters regarding the performance level of the MX-5 ND and STR versus the performance level of other desirable cars in the class, such as the MX-5 NC, its second generation twins. I feel like it was more of the twins than anything, but I digress. The STAC would like to address this feedback and is requesting member input of the following potential changes. Creating a new class, and this is another change they did from the past Fast Track. A touring, not A street touring. It's going to be A, B, C, D, E, F touring. No street anymore. So it's just A touring. You have A street and then you're going to have A touring. Now, I'm kind of tossed between this. It just I feel like AST, BST sound, it rolls off the tongue better. AT, BT, stuff like that. It makes sense, but I don't know. It just sounds better with the S in there still. I don't know. What do you guys think? Post it up in the comments down below. Anyways, moving on. Creating a new class, a touring with wheel and tire allowances from STR and all other allowances per STU. The STAC welcomes suggestions for additional cars that may fall inside a similar performance envelope with those allowances. And it goes on, it lists all of these cars that they are possibly taking out of, AT and SST, stuff like that, or they're putting new ones in. So let's go over those a little bit. In AT, we have the BMW M2 Comp is getting taken out of AT. It looks like it is going into SST as seen right here. The Z4 M Coupe Roadster will be going into AT, Chrysler Crossfire AT, Fiat Spider AT, Ford the Shelby GT350, 350, or no, just 350 in general. The 302, the Boss Mustang will be taken out of AT and is going to SST as well. S2K CR will be an AT. MX-5 26 ND MX-5 will be an AT. Mazda Speed Miata and AT. Solstice GXP. Boxster Cayman 981S. Sky Redline from Saturn. Look at this, baby. The GR Corolla is taken out of AT. Just guess where it's going. We'll get to that in a second. Super 4-cylinder is going to AT. An SST, as we said, the M2 Comp. Z4 Roadster is going to AT vice SST. So pretty much most of what was included in AT now was moved from SST to AT. But the GR Corolla, wait for it, is now in STU. So this is at the bottom of the page, and actually there was quite a bit lately. There's been a lot about the GR Corolla, but especially in this one, there's been a lot of Toyota GR Corolla named in this fast track alone. So down here it says comments on ST change proposal, myself included. I know a lot of people, we had gripes about going to AT with a freaking ND Miata. Like, come on, man. Anyways, they listened. Probably it was 95% us saying, what the hell, man? And they said they recommended the following edition at Appendix A, STU, Toyota GR Corolla 2023 to 2024. They did something okay for once. All right, cool beans. And as it says here, no per solo rules. It's not going to be eligible for the 2024 National Championship, which is whatever. I don't think many people have it prepped anyway, so it is what it is. Moving back up to the renaming of street touring classes to better align with the other categories as follows. ST, like we mentioned, it's going to be just taking out the S, right? So it's going to be ST, AT, BT, CT, DT, ET, and FT. That's really it for that. Moving on to street prepared category. Rotary engine oiling allowance to match street touring. I guess that's an issue with the rotaries. So as stated here, this is a new addition to the appendix completely, it looks like. Cars with combustion chamber oil injection systems, such as those in rotary engines, may supplement the standard engine lubrication with additional oil supplied through the standard fuel delivery system and or oil metering pump. Adapter plate and oil storage tank may be added to provide oil to the O&P. Holes may be drilled for mounting. All right, there's that. And that's pretty much it for the change proposals. If you really want to look at every single car that was placed in every single thing, I mean, we kind of went over it already, but just download the fast track. I'll post it in the description down below. Not recommended, other items reviewed, handled elsewhere. All thank you for your input. Get sauce, buddy. Street prepared category in the tech bulletin, CSP or DSP. This is another thing talking about the GR Corolla. So they found an error in the rulebook and wishes to correct this. Apparently limited prep was not supposed to be in there. It's just full prep GR Corolla in CSP. So few W's for the GR Corolla today, and other than that, that's about it. So what did you guys think of the September Fast Track? Let me know in the comments down below. And well, what do you guys think about what's going on with the street touring and also the shocks in street? Post up all of your opinions in the comments down below. Be sure to like the video if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and ring the bell so you guys will be notified of more videos like this and more content that I have coming up for this channel as well. Until next time, guys, keep going fast, and I'll see you later. Peace.